O'Reilly Factor, the #1 cable news show for 15 years and counting.
Thanks for staying with us. I'm Bill O'Reilly, and he has a legal segment tonight. 3 hot topics, beginning with the IRS scandal. New information. Last week, the House Oversight Committee held a hearing where missing emails, remember those missing emails, Lois Lerner, all that could implicate IRS officials in the targeting of conservative Americans, were discussed. The emails were on tapes that vanished, but now have been found.
How'd you find out about these tapes?
As we were following up on our initial interviews, we realized that we were missing a document. When we obtained that document and reviewed it, we realized that there were an additional population of tapes that had been unaccounted for.
So, missing a document. Whose document was that, and who should have given you that document?
It was an IRS document.
They didn't give you a document, and by not having the document, you couldn't figure out that there were more tapes out there with potentially more Lois Lerner emails on them. Is that correct?
That would be accurate.
I here now to explain further, attorneys and Fox News analyst Kimberly Guilfoyle and Lisa Wheel. So, very confusing situation, as usual, but it looks like a cover-up, right?
Here's what happened. The headline for me is that the Inspector General, sort of the person that audits the IRS,
yes,
they found 33,000 more emails.
That's a lot of emails.
Exactly. And here's what they did. The IRS appeared in front of Congress. The IRS said, we've given you all the emails.
Yeah, we don't have any more.
Yeah, exactly. Or they've been lost. They've been deleted, taped over, whatever. So Congress then goes back to the Inspector General and says, is that true? Are there any more out there? Inspector General and a deputy get in a car, go to West Virginia, drive to West Virginia. They find all these documents.
33,000.
Yes, and then these emails.
But now we don't know yet, Guilfoyle, what's in them, right?
No. Well, no, now we've got to take the time to go through that. But look at what an obstruction of justice this is, and such a delay and hiding. There's also criminal. They could be held in criminal contempt as well if you can pinpoint specifically who withheld and with specific intent to do so. This is highly improper.
All right, so now this has a little momentum now, this IRS scandal.
It does.
So number one, we have to find out what are on those missing emails, if there's anything that incriminates.
Or these all the emails that we lost.
Okay.
Are there others?
And number two, you got to find out who hid them in West Virginia.
Right.
All right. Okay. General Petraeus, I think, you know, he was the guy behind a surge in Iraq that turned the Iraq war around so America could win it. Then he became the head of the CIA. So I think he's a patriot. Yes. But now he has pled guilty to a crime, Guilfoyle.
Yes.
What did he do?
General Petraeus worked out a plea agreement to plead guilty to 1 count of unauthorized removal and retention of classified material. This is a misdemeanor. It is not a felony. It is very likely that he will get 2 years probation and a $40,000 fine.
Do we know what the classified information was?
Yes, these were essentially black books, information that contained classified information. Is alleged that he turned this material over.
But we don't know what the classified information is.
Well, the contents of it were with respect to covert operations and also did contain allegedly the names, information of some of the covert officers working for the
didn't he
agency.
Share this with his mistress or something?
Ms. Broadwell.
She also
why would a mistress want to know where secret agents
were? Writing a book about him. So she, the more she could get the more she could get the classified information, the more books she could
so the
sell.
mistress, Broadwell, was writing a book.
Yes.
And Petraeus gave her classified information to help her with the book.
Help her with the book.
It's alleged over 2 days that he turned that over, but she's also somebody that had clearance with the government. She also had but
that is
not for that kind of information.
So Petraeus pleaded guilty to that misdemeanor. Right. Won't go to jail.
He got off light. He could have had to plead to a felony.
You know what? He didn't get off light. His whole reputation.
I don't think he did. I think this was a political and personal vindication against him.
Everybody knows, if you're a parent or grandparent, that the urchins are addicted to the machines. All right, they text, they can't stop texting, the thumbs are running wild. Okay, some of those texts are harmless, some of them are not. There's a lot of bad stuff on those texts with children texting back and forth. In Massachusetts, 17-year-old girl texts an 18-year-old boy and tells the boy to commit suicide. Is that correct?
Allegedly, right. Many texts of this 18-year-old boy who did commit suicide. He got in his truck,
but she's
went
been
to the
charged
outside
with that,
of a Kmart, and he says, you know, he's texting her all the while, allegedly, saying, you know, maybe I shouldn't do this. You kept the car running, right?
There's the girl who's been charged.
Maybe I shouldn't do this. She says, get back in the car.
So she encourages him to commit suicide, which he does.
Yes. Now she's charged with involuntary manslaughter because
So the defense is going to be she really didn't mean it, right? That's what the lawyer is going to
Well, the defense is going to say that he took his own life of his own volition. That was his own conduct. But the law really doesn't allow for that. Yeah, I think that this is an interesting case. There's been a couple other cases where, and there's states that specifically prohibit assisting with a suicide. They've gone with an involuntary manslaughter. It carries a 20-year top on this. And you don't have to intend or carry out the act itself. But if you assisted, put those forces in motion, you acted with conscious disregard of a known risk. And this wasn't one text. This was multiple texts encouraging him, and then she got press after it.
This whole thing, I'm telling you, what's going on is just off the chart. All right, ladies.
Press is the grieving
friend. One boy is dead, and this girl's life is ruined.
Thanks very much. Dr. Ben Carson on deck. Big announcement. Moments away.